Hello dear students, welcome all of you to my class. Today we will continue with the chapter first history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. In today's video we are going to talk about the topic the making of nationalism in Europe, means nationalism को यूरोप पे कैसे implement किया गया था, कैसे spread किया गया था. Germany, Italy and Switzerland were divided into kingdom, duchies and cantons. This division were having their autonomous rulers. So for example, India is divided into several states and districts. Like this only, Germany, Italy and Switzerland were divided into kingdom, duchies and cantons. People of this area did not share a collective identity or a common culture, means पीपल के बीच कुछ भी कॉमन नहीं था. ओके, दे यूज डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस, दे बिलोंग्ड फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एथनिसिटी. Some important factors led to the rise of nationalism in Europe. These are rise of middle class, okay, the spread of ideology of liberalism, the new spirit of conservatism and the Treaty of Vienna, the rise of revolutionaries. So these are some factors for which the rise of nationalism just be occurred. The aristocracy and new middle class. Socially and politically, a landed aristocracy was the dominant class in the continent. Means the aristocrat were the rich class that was a dominating class in Europe on that time. The members of this society had a common way of life. They were owners of the estates in villages and also big houses in the countryside. They spoke French and their families most of the time had matrimonial alliances. This group was small in number. The major population comprised of peasants. The western part of land was formed by tenants and small owners, whereas the eastern part and the land in the central Europe was cultivated by serfs. So the society was divided among two groups. एक तो था aristocrats, we know that this group was small in number, okay, but apart from this group, another group, the major group was peasant group. During this time period, the western parts and central Europe experienced industrial growth. There was an emergence of commercial classes whose experience was based on production for the market. Due to the industrialization, the new social groups, a working class population and middle classes made up of industrialists, businessmen, professionals came into being. It was among the educated liberal middle classes the idea of national unity gained popularity. What did liberal nationalism stand for? The word liberalism is derived from the Latin word liber, which means free. In Europe, the new middle class saw liberalism as freedom for individual and equality of all before the law. All people stressed for the government elected by the people. The French Revolution took place. The term liberalism has taken shape into a new meaning, the end of autocracy and the clerical privileges. It also meant the framing of constitution and formation of government through parliament. 19th century liberal also laid stress upon the right to property. In France, the right to vote and to get elected was granted exclusively to property wing person. Men without properties and women were excluded from this right. In the economic sphere, liberalism stood for the freedom of markets and the abolition of state imposed restriction on the movement of goods and capital. In 1834, a custom union or Zollverein was formed which abolished tariff barrier and reduced the number of currencies from over 30 to 2. A new conservatism after 1815. Following the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, European governments were driven by a spirit of conservatism. So 1815 में क्या हुआ था? वाटरलू वार हुआ था. किसके बीच? दो ग्रुप के बीच. एक तो था नेपोलियन बोनापार्ट और नेपोलियन बोनापार्ट के अगेंस्ट पे थे यूनाइटेड किंगडम एंड प्रूसिया. ओके, सो प्रूसिया एंड किंगडम, यूनाइटेड किंगडम से हारने के बाद फ्रांस पे एक नया सिस्टम चालू हुआ था. वो क्या था? एक कंजर्वेटिव ग्रुप आया था. सो कंजर्वेटिव रूल्ड फॉर्म्ड इन 1815 वाज ऑप्रेसिव. They were highly intolerant towards criticism and disagreement. Censorship laws were imposed In 1815, representatives of European powers, just like Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria, who had collectively defeated Napoleon, met at Vienna, okay, to draw up a settlement for Europe. They signed up the Treaty of Vienna, very famous treaty. Remember, very important questions also. The main aim behind this arrangement, was to restore the monarchy that had been taken over by Napoleon and create conservative form of rulership in Europe. Some highlights of Treaty of Vienna. तो first तो था the Bourbon dynasty जो regain किया था power. So the Bourbon dynasty which had been deposed during the French Revolution was restored to power. Okay, the Prussia was given important new territories on its western frontiers, while Austria was given control of northern Italy. German Confederation of 39 states that had been set up by Napoleon was left untouched. In the east, Russia was given part of Poland, while Prussia was given a portion of Saxony. Let's move to the next topic, and that is the revolutionaries. Many regions like Italy, Germany, Ireland, Poland, and the provinces of Ottoman Empire had witnessed the age of revolution between 1830 to 1848. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. There was a struggle for independence in Greece. Finally, the Treaty of Constantinople of 1832 recognized Greece as an independent nation. Giuseppe Mazzini was one of these revolutionaries. Mazzini founded two underground societies, namely Young Italy in Marseille and Young Europe in Bern. Romantic imagination and national feeling. Romanticism was a cultural movement that tried to create a sense of shared collective heritage as a basis of a nation. Countries like Poland kept nationalist feeling alive through music and languages. Johann Gottfried Herder, who was a German philosopher and romantic favored, said that the true spirit of nation can be popularized through folk songs and folk dances and folk poetry. So the development of nationalism did not come about only through words and territorial expansion. लव फॉर नेशन को सिम्बलाइज किया गया था पोइट्री के साथ, आर्ट के साथ, ओके, स्टोरीज एंड म्यूजिक के साथ. Today's last topic is hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. The 1830s were the years of great economic hardship in Europe. The first half of the 19th century saw an enormous increase in population all over the Europe. Population from rural areas migrated to the cities to live in overcrowded slums. In 1845, there was a revolt of weavers in Silesia village against the contractors. Increased unemployment, competition from machine-made goods, feudal dues, rise in food prices were some factors behind it. So my dear children, that's the end for today's session. We will meet in our next class with new topics. Till then, bye. Take a very good care of yourself and happy learning.